We'll start off questions this afternoon. First, we'll go to Charles Odom with the Associated Press, then to Anthony Dasher. Charles, fire away.
Stetson, I wanted to ask you about your team's focus. You might have opened the game with 4 touchdown drives, if not for one drop. Can you just talk about your team's ability to keep your focus and not look ahead to next week?
Yeah, we're just focused on doing the duty that lies nearest. We knew what this game meant for us and for the history of this program, and that if we slipped up, anything could happen. So we're just real focused.
Can I just quickly follow up and say, what does this game mean to you as a Georgia native?
It means a lot. It's first 12-0 season, first undefeated season since 1982. It's a big accomplishment, but now the real fun starts.
Hey, Stetson, congratulations. I wanted to, I know it's a small part of the game, but the fact that George Pickens was able to get back and play today, caught that 5-yard pass there to start the third quarter. How cool is that, number one, to have him back on the field and to get him that opportunity to shake some of that rust off?
Yeah. I just want to get the ball into him, get the ball in his hands on that play just to, like you said, shake the rust off. And it's good. I mean, he's a great player. We got to get some of the chemistry back that comes with being out that long. But he was extremely happy to be out on the field. And we're all happy to have him.
We'll next go to Chip Towers, followed by Seth Emerson.
Hey, Stetson. Obviously, this was an important win. What can you take out of it? If anything, it's a 45-0 game like this that you can carry into that game next week.
Yeah, there'll be some things to fix. Those 2 drives right before the end of the half were, not good enough. And once we watch the film, we'll have a better idea of what those mistakes were. And it's always good to go out there and score like we did today, and hopefully carry that momentum into next week.
Stetson, elaborating a little bit on return of George Pickens. I mean, it's been a long time since he tore the ACL. For just the journey for him getting back here, a lot of people kind of assumed when he tore his ACL he wouldn't play again at Georgia, and here he is for the stretch run. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, first of all, the people who think that he's just gonna rehab and go to the league and all that stuff don't know George at all. And it's kind of funny to hear those people talk because they don't know how much he loves football. And he loves us, his teammates, and how hard he's attacked every day, rehab wise, to get back to play with us, not to go to the NFL and, do what he's going to do and have a long career like he is. But, that's always been pretty silly. And so I'm happy for him. I know how hard he's worked to get that knee right and how difficult it's been for him in that time, but he's done that job pretty well.
Next, go to Mark Weiser, then Jack Duffy. We may have time for one more after that, or may not. Go ahead, Mark.
Sorry about that. I had too many windows open. Hey, Stetson, I want to ask you about Brock with the catch and run touchdown and then the fade. I mean, what's it like to be able to throw the ball to him and the ways he can create plays and scores?
Yeah, I think first of all, he's a heck of an athlete, and just what his body can do is special. But the game just moves so slow for him. As a freshman, it's impressive to see, and it's easy to trust somebody like that, where where he's going to be and how he's going to run his routes. And then obviously he's a freak athlete. Just took that ball and ran it. Was at 74 yards. But that was pretty cool to watch.
Hey, Stetson, forgive me if this has already been asked. I had some technical difficulties to start, but obviously 12-0 is very historic. It hasn't happened since the 80s. Is this something y'all will celebrate as such, or do you view it as just another step in the goal of winning a championship?
Well, yeah, I mean, And we hadn't been undefeated since the 80s, but I think 12-0. I think it's the first 12-0 season that we've had, just because the amount of games they played back then and the regular season. And right now, like you said, we've got some more business to take care of. It's cool to look at, and hopefully 20 years from now, we'll be able to look back and say we went undefeated through the regular season. But right now, we're going to take what this game gave us and learn from it and move forward.
We have time for one last question, and we'll go to Dean Legge.
Stetson, you played here before, but what does it mean growing up in Georgia and as a young man coming in and winning here? I guess your senior year or your fifth year, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's cool. I think I played better than I did last time. I remember a play. I pulled the ball and I tripped and I jumped sideways like 2 yards last time we were here. But it's cool, and it's cool winning the Governor's Cup, and all the history with the Children's Hospital and all the years that we've played together. And it's a historic rivalry, and today we came out on top, and felt pretty good.
Thanks, Stetson. Congrats on the victory.
Thanks, guys.